All right, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in the world it is that you are. Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayers Live. And we are going to continue yet again today with my page by page reading of the Bible, Modern English Version. Today, we're going to read through Genesis 32 and 33. Yesterday, I was saying that I wanted to get into Genesis 34, but we're going to save that for Monday, tomorrow. All right. And tomorrow, we might actually have a bit of a marathon Bible reading and commentary because I'm just in the mood to do it. I love Mondays. Mondays are just one of those days to where you kind of get your mind right for the beginning of the week. And just was thinking today, what better of a way to start this coming week than to make Monday the Bible reading and commentary marathon day. So we're probably going to go through quite a few chapters tomorrow. I'm going to start kind of early. I'm not sure what time yet because tomorrow I also want to go for a run. As many of you know, I'm on a physical fitness journey. This year for me is all about my fitness, my health, and just getting my life where I want it to be physically, spiritually, and psychologically. And part of reading the Bible for me is an integral part of the journey that I'm on. So anyways, we're going to go into Genesis 32, which is Jacob prepares to meet Esau. And this should be an interesting chapter of the Bible because those of you who have been following along up to this point, you know that Jacob, he has an interesting personality. Not a bad guy, but he tends to like to scam and swindle to an extent and then play the victim card, even though he's not always necessarily the victim. Now, strangely, he is favored by God, considering his lineage. His father is Isaac's father was Abraham, and so forth. But he was sent away by his mother, Rebecca, because he basically swindled his brother Esau, his twin brother, by the way, out of his birthright and Esau's blessing from his father upon his father's deathbed. And that was a big thing back then. Today we would be like, "Ugh, who cares about a birthright or a blessing?" But back in the biblical times, those types of things, those elements of life meant everything. They outweighed shekels of silver and gold, even. So he was sent away, and when he was away, he met his two wives, Rachel and Leah, who have quite the sibling rivalry. You can hear all about that in the earlier chapters of Genesis that we've already gone through. If you missed them, so he's had quite the past 14 to 15 years away from his family, away from Isaac and Esau and Rebekah. But now he's ready to go back home. And he's had a hard time getting away from his father in law. His father in law did not want to let him go, even chased him over to the mountains that he has to cross. But he managed to get away from Laban, his father in law. So now he's on his way to reunite with his family and contend with Esau, his twin brother, who just might still want to kill him. But we'll find out what happens here. So here we go. Jacob prepares to meet Esau. Jacob went on his way, and the angels of God met him. When Jacob saw them, he said, "This is God's camp." So he called the name of that place Mahanaim. Jacob sent messengers before him to his brother Esau in the land of Seir, the country of Edom. He commanded them, saying, "This is what you must say to my lord Esau. This is what your servant Jacob says. I have sojourned with Laban and stayed there until now. I have oxen and donkeys, flocks, and male servants and female servants, and I am sending this message to tell my Lord, so that I may find favor in your sight." The messengers returned to Jacob, saying, "We went to your brother Esau. He is coming to meet you. And what is more, 400 men are with him." So basically, Jacob tried to let his brother know in advance, "Hey, I'm coming. I have, I'm kind of successful. I can give you a bunch of goods. I got slaves. I got, I got livestock. Maybe we can just let water under the bridge be water under the bridge. Please don't still want to kill me." But it's not looking good because Esau's coming with the whole army. Because keep in mind, Jacob did swindle Esau out of his birthright and then later his father's deathbed blessing. Jacob does seem to be the brighter of the two twins. Esau's gift is being a warrior man, okay? But let's see what happens. The messengers returned to Jacob, saying, "We went to your brother Esau. He's coming to meet you, and what is more, 400 men are with him." Then Jacob was very afraid and distressed, and he divided the people that were with him, along with the flocks and the herds and the camels, into two groups. He said, "If Esau comes to one camp and attacks it, then the other camp which is left may escape." And Jacob said, "O God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac, the Lord who said to me, 'Return to your country and to your relatives, and I will prosper you,' I am not worthy of all the loving kindness and all the faithfulness which you have shown your servant. For with my staff I crossed over this Jordan, and now I have become two encampments. Deliver me, I pray, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, and he will come and attack me and the mothers with the children. You said, I will surely prosper you and make your decision." Let me reread that. "You said, I will surely prosper you and make your descendants as the sand of the sea, which is too many to be counted." So Jacob's kind of scared right now. He's a bit upset. He feels slightly betrayed by what God suggested that he do when it comes to returning home. But again, as I've said in previous commentaries of previous chapters that we've read through when it comes to Genesis, Jacob brought all this upon himself because Jacob has the sort of mentality to where he figures, well, I'm smart. I might be smarter than everybody. So I'm going to swindle and con my way through life. So he's been doing this, and every time he does it, it pisses somebody off. So that could be the lesson that he's meant to learn in life. But Esau is coming for him. Esau is coming. And Jacob is scared, and rightfully so. So he spent the night there. Then he selected from what he had with him a gift for his brother Esau: 200 female goats and 20 male goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 female camels with their colts, 40 cows and 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys and 10 male donkeys. He gave them to his servants. Every drove by itself, and said to his servants, "Pass over before me and keep a distance between each drove." He commanded the one leading, saying, "When my brother Esau meets you and asks you, saying, 'To whom do you belong, and where are you going, and to whom do these animals belong?' then you are to say, 'They belong to your servant Jacob. They are a gift sent to my lord Esau, and he is also behind us.'" Okay, so this is interesting, and it is strategic. So Jacob is sending all this livestock and everything to his brother as a gift, in a long line. Imagine a lot of space between each animal, and each servant that's leading the animal over to where Esau lives. And it's basically a way to stall Esau so that the other half of his camp that he's trying to save and that he's trying to help escape, should Esau go completely crazy and kill everybody, that way they have a chance. Will Jacob be with the escaped camp? Most likely. He's a little bit of a sniveling weasel. I don't have the best impression of Jacob, by the way. Not so far. Things could change, though, as we continue in the Bible. But this is strategic. It's strategic. And, it does show that Jacob does care about his family and his servants and his, everything that he's amassed. He is a self-preservationist, but he's trying, and he's hoping that maybe Esau will rethink everything that's going on. So let's continue. Likewise, he commanded the second and the third and all that followed the droves, saying, "This is what you are to say to Esau when you find him. Moreover, say, your servant Jacob is behind us." And it is important to note that this guy, Jacob, he is attempting, it seems, to I'm going to pause here because someone just came in here and it looks like they attempted to ruin this Bible stream. Let me tell y'all something. This is a commentary on the Bible, but you have to keep in mind these are also sacred words that I'm reading. And when you come in here trying to troll, whether you're Christian or not, you are calling upon some incredibly negative energy to come upon you. So I don't know who this person is in here who is calling themselves Butthead, but as things in your life start to deteriorate, attribute it to what you just did by coming in here being incredibly disrespectful. Not only to me, but to the millions of Christians out there who put a lot of stock into the words of the Bible. I can't even take that thing off the screen. Just give me a moment here. There we go. We'll just put that one up instead. I'm sorry I had to interrupt this, but it's really, really sick when you have people coming in here who think it's cute or funny to troll when this is actually a very serious journey and endeavor that we're going on by going page by page and reading page by page through the Bible. I just want to make that clear. So let's continue. Likewise, he commanded the second and the third and all that followed the droves, saying, "This is what you are to say to Esau when you find him. Moreover, say, your servant Jacob is behind us. For he said, I will appease him with the gift that goes before me, and then I will see his face. Perhaps he will accept me." So the gift went before him, but he lodged that night in the encampment. Jacob wrestles with God. Interesting. Okay, here we go. The same night he arose and took his 2 wives, his 2 female servants, and his 11 sons, and crossed over the ford of Jabbok. He took them and sent them across the stream with all that he had. Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him there until daybreak. When the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he touched the socket of his thigh, so the socket of Jacob's thigh was dislocated as he wrestled with him. Then he said, "Let me go, for the day breaks." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." So he said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." Then the man said, Your name will no more be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have fought with God and with men and prevailed. Then Jacob asked him, Tell me, I pray you, your name. But he said, Why do you ask me my name? Then he blessed him there. Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, saying, I have seen God face to face, and my life has been preserved. As he crossed over Peniel, the sun rose over him, and he was limping on his thigh. Therefore, to this day, the children of Israel who do not eat the sinew, which is attached to the socket of the thigh. Oh, I'm sorry, I misread that. Therefore, to this day, the children of Israel do not eat the sinew, which is attached to the socket of the thigh, because he touched the socket of Jacob's thigh in the sinew of the hip. That's interesting. So the question is, was this quote unquote man who Jacob dealt with, was this a spiritual experience? Was this an actual person? Was it an angel? We don't know. But it's a bit of a metaphor when it comes to just the various trials that he's contended with in life as to whether to listen to God, whether not to listen to God. Sometimes things coming about in his life that aren't exactly in his favor due to listening to God, which has to do with his recent situation, him leaving Laban and trying to reunite with his family, but having to get through Esau first. So that's interesting. Genesis 32, from my perspective, it shows that Jacob is very strategic, that he's willing to take a submissive role to his brother Esau because he knows that he screwed him over in the past. But at the same time, it shows that he is a bit cowardly because he's not sure what the outcome will be when he reunites with Esau. But we will find out what happens as we get into Genesis 33. And hello, D-Lyn. Good to see you. Good to see you. We had a troll come in here a little bit earlier, and that kind of detracted from today's reading. But we're continuing. We're continuing. So here we go. Jacob meets Esau. Genesis 33. Then Jacob looked up and saw Esau coming, and 400 men with him. So he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and the two female servants. He put the female servants and their children in front, then Leah and her children next, then Rachel and Joseph last. Well, this really shows the favoritism of Jacob when it comes to his family. It really shows the favoritism, but that's a part of life. Is it right? No. Is it wrong? Possibly, possibly not. But it does show that there's preferential treatment. Keep in mind, he had children with the servants of Leah and Rachel also. We learn about that when we learned about Leah and Rachel's sisterly sibling rivalry in the earlier chapters of Genesis when he first got married to Leah and Rachel. But he doesn't value his children with the servants as much as he does with Rachel, the woman who's beautiful in body and form, the one who is his favorite. He doesn't value Leah's children as much either, even though Leah was the one who first gave him his first biological sons. It's all about Rachel, who ironically was his barren wife. But goes to show. See, Jacob keeps wondering why certain things do happen to him. He's okay. He is favored by God, but I'll tell you, that personality of his, not my cup of tea. All right, so he put the female servants and their children in front, then Leah and her children next, and then Rachel and Joseph last. He went on before them, bowing himself to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother. But Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. When Esau looked up and saw the women and children, he said, "Who are those with you?" Jacob said, "The children whom God has graciously given your servant." Then the female servants came near, they and their children, and they bowed down. Leah also with her children came near and bowed themselves. Afterwards, Joseph and Rachel came near, and they bowed themselves. Esau said, "What do you mean by all this company that I met?" Jacob answered, "These are to find favor in the sight of my Lord." Esau said, "I have enough, my brother. Keep what you have for yourself." So Esau, it turns out, is happy. He's happy to see his brother again. He's happy to see him again. So that's nice. That's nice. And he even told his brother, "Hey, all your stuff, you can keep it for yourself. I'm just glad you came home." Jacob said, "No, I pray you, if I have now found favor in your sight, then receive my gift from my hand. For I have seen your face, and it is as though I have seen the face of God, with you having received me favorably. Please take my blessing that has been brought to you, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have plenty." So he urged him, and he took it. Good. I'm glad Esau took it. I'm glad Esau took the gift that Jacob um, offered him, because I'll tell you, Jacob owed Esau quite a bit, considering that he took his father's deathbed blessing from him and the birthright. Good. I feel like things are balanced out now. All right. Then Esau said, "Let us journey on our way, and I will go ahead of you." But Jacob said to him, "My Lord knows that the children are weak, and the flocks and herds young with young are with me. If they are driven too hard one day, all the flock will die. Please let my Lord pass over before his servant, and I will lead on slowly, according to the pace of livestock that goes before me, and the pace of the children will be able to endure, until I come to my Lord at Seir." So Esau said, "Let me leave some of the people that are with me with you." But Jacob said, "What need is there? Let me find favor in the sight of my Lord." So Esau returned that day, making his way back to Seir. But Jacob journeyed to Succoth and built himself a house and made booths for his livestock. Therefore, the name of the place is called Succoth. Jacob came peacefully to the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, on his way from Padam Aram, and camped before the city. He bought a he bought a parcel of a field where he had pitched his tent with the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of silver. He erected an altar there and called it El Elohe Israel. All right, so I think he figured, okay, things are all right with my brother. I have a few business dealings to do. So he went and, set up his camps and everything. And I guess at some point he'll meet back up with his brother. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. That was kind of odd that he didn't want to go with his brother. But at the same time, um, it does show that even though they kind of made up and they came to a peace, they both have their own lives now. And he's moving at a slower pace, being that he has so much with him. So tomorrow we will go into Genesis 34, and we're just going to read a lot tomorrow, quite a bit. I guess we'll go, yeah, because in Genesis 35, it seems that at that point in time he returns to Bethel. He meets back up with Esau in Genesis 36. Yeah, we'll do quite a bit of reading tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a long live stream, reading and commentary. We'll do that tomorrow morning. I'll try to get on here fairly early. But I hope all of you have a wonderful Sunday. It was good to find out that Jacob and Esau found some common ground and Esau didn't kill Jacob. I was wondering how that was going to work out. And I hope all of you just have a great day today. I have a lot to do, as always, but we'll meet up again later. So have a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. And thank you once more, D. Lynn, for joining today. Bye bye.